Oh, hello everybody. Hope we're all doing well. Welcome back to the CSGO news episode out there. If you guys did miss it yesterday, just a quick announcement. I will be on vacation for the next 5 days. Now, I do have pre-recorded episodes here as well. The team, we worked on plenty of videos for all of you guys, so do not worry. There should be plenty of content. Once I'm back as well, you can imagine I'll have plenty of videos to do. A quick thank you as well to all of you guys because we did break yesterday 1,000 videos. I'm going to make this briefing quick. You guys really do mean a lot to me, especially you CSGO people who came over from my original channel to pursue this dream of mine. Thank you all so much. 1,000 videos is no small feat. Here's to another 1,000 with all of you guys out there. But let's break down some CSGO news. As per usual, all of today's stories will be timestamped down below. The latest brought to us by Decay, actually a couple of days ago, as I did pre-record this episode. Unfortunately, I'm in Mexico right now, for anyone curious. So hopefully, if you guys want to keep up on Twitter, do check that. But breaking news thanks to Decay, guys. Sources out there saying, oh gee, we still await the entire CSGO roster announcement. One of those potentials was going to be Jamppi. He has now been replaced as potential on that list accordingly by Poizon from Windigo Gaming. Now, the reason why, though, is what kind of sets a precedence. Not necessarily a precedence, but certainly in terms of this big of a deal being potentially shut down because of a connected VAC Ban account. Multiple sources now saying apparently he might have a VAC Ban account linked to his main account, and that's why the organization might be backing off because, as you guys can expect, if you can't attend a major, organizations may take notice of that and be fearful of signing you to the lineup. Now, with that, we see guys like Swag, of course, his career being affected by that along him. And we actually have Config. He was alleged of this. Valve never really fully clarified their stance on Config's case because apparently it was a VAC ban in a different game connected to his main account, so he can still play. Obviously, Swag cannot. A few others cannot as well. And so now we have another fearful organization, that being OG, potentially replacing Jamppi on their list because of a VAC ban connected account. And it hurts your heart to see that because, especially if it was when he was likely very young or much younger than he is now, it hurts to see that his future career might be, really affected by this as well. Now, speaking of that, kind of on a nicer note out there, still a very exciting note for OG fans. Poizon is still a very, very solid player, if not above that of Jamppi. No offense to the guy, but Poizon, he's been known to be nuts. Ever since, of course, his time with B-Pro, if you guys remember way back in the day, I believe it was B-Pro, Windigo acquired him from them, and it actually was kind of a contractual dispute. He's been sought after by many teams out there. I don't doubt, especially with Windigo in the past few months, this might have been half a year ago now, Windigo wanted to sell their entire roster. That apparently did fall through, but I don't doubt because of that, they definitely take a hefty cash out or a buyout for a guy like Poizon, who, by the way, like I said, has been sought after for quite a while. I still think a very solid pickup for this potential OG roster. And an OG roster, I think, would certainly climb to the top 10. Where they climb past that, though, is an entirely different mystery out there. I think the premise of this story, though, is the sadness of when it comes time for a young pro player, now grown up, apparently being affected by a former VAC ban. If that is the case, that's incredibly saddening, and I hope someone else gives him the opportunity that he does deserve. Also, a very debatable thing out there currently right now, we've actually had this brought up by Shocks many months ago, that being a nerf to the SG or the Krieg, and now other pros are actually following suit as it's way too OP, especially given its scope, accuracy, everything around this weapon, including the price, is apparently overpowered. Brought to us by a lot of pros. Now Rop's hopping on this, other pros as well, saying, hey, yeah, I didn't complain before, but now we're realizing it's a pretty big issue comparing this to the AK, how powerful and how cheap it really is, especially when you can scope in on it on top of everything it already offers in the game. Alongside that, we actually have pros using this to call for the old economic system. I'm not going to try and debate this with all of you guys. I think the only thing I've really noticed in terms of viewership, I still enjoy games. I think I've noticed a bit more, though. We see teams out there go up 3-0, 5-0, 7-0, then they get reset on their CT side. All of a sudden, the game is tied again. I have noticed that a lot more lopsided flips of these games. You think a team is obviously going to win, they get reset economically, and all of a sudden, the games are tied up, or they lose those games because of that. And so people out there now calling for a revert of the Krieg and also the old economic system. I ask you guys a main question out there. Have you noticed a difference? What do you guys want to do with the economic system? Do you think the SG needs a nerf? What do you guys want out of CSGO right now? It seems that a large portion of pro players want the old economic system and want the old SG, and they just blatantly want the old CSGO. So we will see how Valve responds to this, what gets nerfed, what gets buffed. I've been talking to Aiden about this as well. A quick pistol question for all of you guys. Me and Aiden were going back and forth about this. He said, God dang, the USP is way too overpowered. And I said, how about this? What about a buff to the Glock body shot? Instead of nerfing the USP, which he still thinks needs it, how about a buff to the Glock for once? Huh? Show some Glock love, Valve. And very lastly in CSGO news, yes, I'm cutting this episode a bit short. There are plenty of stories I'll be touching on when I get back. Trust me, guys, you'll be sick of me by the time I get back. The number of videos I do have planned for all of you. But this last story out there is certainly a huge one. That being Virtus Pro. You remember AB Overdrive? I think it was around a month ago. He did say that Virtus Pro wanted that Dream Eaters roster. They wanted to go back to the CIS. They wanted a brand new roster with a potential major contending team in the CIS. And Dream Eaters, they said no. They've ever since lost that roster, had a new roster themselves. Maybe they should have said yes to the big buyout price. Virtus Pro is not done. They want an entirely new roster, even after placing very well at V4 Festival. They are currently the #1 Polish lineup. They're saying that's not good enough because according to Fishy Dude, which again, he's had good leaks, he's had a few bad leaks out there, but I do trust his sources. Apparently, Virtus Pro wants to buy the entire AVANGAR roster. What's funny about this, though, is because post-major, AVANGAR very clearly said, we will not be changing our players, we will not be selling our players. Did they ever say, though, they will not be selling the entire roster? I have no idea what Virtus Pro is offering, but you got to imagine as an organization owner with the money issues, the financial issues that Crazy has had, that Winstrike has had, that QBF has had. I can name countless organizations, especially from that scene, who have had financially viable issues. If a Virtus Pro comes in there and they offer to buy your entire team and you can just kind of leave out into the distance, you might take that offer. Virtus Pro, they are sick of these single-player, Okalicious, random Polish player changes. They are wanting to change out the entire roster and change scenes entirely. From EU back to CIS, they want to qualify for a major. They want a team already heck with a major spot, and that can contend again with top CSGO. If you guys couldn't tell, I got very excited when I talked about that because over the past 6 months to a year, Virtus Pro has made these small changes, not really ever changing the results that come with the team, and now they actually want to make this drastic change and come back with a big buyout. I like this move a lot. Virtus Pro, I hope it's true. If it is true, Virtus Pro might be acquiring the entire AVANGAR roster. Can you imagine Virtus Pro, James? Huh? Until next time, take care of yourselves. Again, I'm currently in Mexico. If you want to follow me on Twitter, guys, I'll be posting some pictures or on Instagram. Otherwise, I will see you guys back here very shortly. I did try and pre-record as much content as possible. I think we got 10 plus videos, and trust me, I went crazy trying to record them. I hope you guys all enjoy. Take care. Thank you all for watching. I will see you guys back here next week. Much love. Goodbye.